In the ReliefFactor.com studios, here's Mike.
I try to get a pretty good sense of how Americans are feeling, what they're thinking. The day that Trump came down the gold escalator, I had a real strong feeling that this was going to be pretty spectacular. At the end of the day, I suspect we're kind of captivated by a relatively small number of kind of unhinged people that are doing some crazy stuff. But institutionally, I wonder why the Democrats are unwilling to sort of even support the deportation of murderous, violent criminals like Tren De Aragua. We're going to talk to Kyle Olsen here in just a moment, an investigative journalist who's covered this, and he's covered a lot of great stuff, especially in Michigan. I love the work that he did with Gretchen Whitmer, that tyrannical governor of Michigan. Before we get to Kyle, though, let me remind you that portions of our show are sponsored by MyPillow. And look, don't forget Mike Lindell and MyPillow in March, because all the things that we're seeing, all the craziness, all the unhinged behavior from the Democrats, they've done everything possible to cancel MyPillow and Mike Lindell because of his friendship with Trump and because of Mike's belief in election integrity and his views. They're trying everything possible to end it. And you don't let it. You're there. You always stand by people who get targeted in this way. And I'm so grateful that MyPillow is still thriving and surviving. Make it a MyPillow Tuesday. Right now, their mega sale, they're offering the multi-use MyPillow 2.0, regularly $49.94, now just $9.98. $9.98 for a MyPillow. Limit 15 per customer, please. If you haven't been to the site lately, go to MyPillow.com and look for the Mike Gallagher Specials Square. When you click on that box, you'll see all the incredible items, the pillows, the Giza Dream Sheets, the flannel sheets, the My Slippers, the loungewear. They've even got great dish towels and bath towels. Mike came up with bath towels that actually work, that are truly absorbent. You'll save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. You'll see. Again, make it a MyPillow Tuesday and support a patriot and a great American company like Mike Lindell's MyPillow. MyPillow.com, promo code Mike G. MyPillow.com, promo code Mike G. Or call 800-928-6034. 800-928-6034. Sing along with me.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Promo code Mike G. Kyle Olsen founded and is managing editor of the Midwesterner. It's an investigative news site based in Michigan. He specializes in deep investigative reporting and talks a lot about education reform, debunks the false liberal media and Democrat-pushed narrative. You can go to themidwesterner.news. Kyle Olsen, great to have you here on the Mike Gallagher Show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
I'm sitting here wondering, and I don't want to just drag you into the political realm, but just the idea of right, wrong, rule of law versus anarchy. There've got to be normal Democrats who are walking around saying, wait a minute, we can't look like we're defending Tren De Aragua. And yet, Kyle, they are. Can you walk through the drama here of Trump's deportation of this violent, terroristic gang and how the Democrats wound up sort of sounding supportive of them?
Well, there's lots of things going on related to that. You know, President Trump, he was one of those candidates that was very clear during the election. You know, there's a lot of candidates that they sort of waffle or they're vague. Trump was very clear about deportations, getting bad people out of the country, specifically naming the gangs that are a problem in our country. And the reality is there are problems everywhere. There are problems in Michigan, everywhere. And so we are seeing this in Michigan, where there's individuals that are being arrested either intentionally or during traffic stops or whatever it is. He wants to get them out of the country. This should not be a controversial issue. And yet you've got judges and you've got Democrats who are wringing their hands and saying, whether it's like in Colombia, well, he has free speech rights, or it's the gangs in Michigan. They don't know what to do. And so you've got, like you said, I mean, you would think that there's some reasonable, sensible Democrats who are saying, look, if there are criminals in our country, we should get them out. But then you've got other individuals who are saying, well, they just want to be in our country and we should let them be here.
You know, Scott Jennings last night on CNN pointed out the Democrats like to conflate legal citizens with illegal immigrants. They do this all the time. Well, it could be us next. They're going to be rounding us up. Whoopi Goldberg said, they're going to round me up next. I mean, and this is a nationwide crisis. President Trump has rightfully declared this a war. We are under siege. And look, it happens everywhere. I mean, I think I was reading over at the Midwesterner about a guy arrested in Auburn Hills, Michigan, a Venezuelan illegal wanted for kidnapping and torture in Colorado.
Right. And we'll have a story today about 5 illegal aliens from El Salvador and Mexico that were arrested in Sault Ste. Marie, which is in the northern part right across from Canada. And so this is happening all over the state. And what's happening is you've got individuals like Jocelyn Benson, the Michigan Secretary of State, who's running for governor. She's saying, well, we need migrants because who is going to pick the crops? Who is going to work on the farms? And she's implying that farmers are supporting illegal immigration. But if you talk to farmers, they're saying, we need migrants. We have worked with migrants for decades, but we have a legal process that we go through where they get a work visa and they are in the country legally. That's entirely different than people coming across the border, breaking our laws, then ending up in our communities. There was another story in Clare County where an individual was driving well over 100 miles an hour trying to evade the police, obviously putting individuals in the community at risk. And so this is happening across the state. But not only do you have people like Jocelyn Benson who are sort of justifying and excusing what's going on, but you have sheriffs as well. The new sheriff of Washtenaw County, which is where Ann Arbor is saying, we're not going to work for ICE or work with ICE. And so if we have an illegal alien in our jail and ICE attempts to work with a judge to issue a detainer, we're not going to honor that. So we have this real divide where even members of the law enforcement community are not believing that we should be deporting criminal illegal aliens.
Look, I appreciate your work very much, and I hope everybody goes to themidwesterner.news, themidwesterner.news. Check out Kyle Olsen's work and the great stuff you guys are doing. Keep fighting the good fight and come back and visit with us again, okay?
Anytime. Thank you.
Now, of course, we see Democrats siding with Tren De Aragua. They're on the side of the violent, murderous gangs. Well, they're not going to get due process. We got to be careful about due process. Due process. Okay. Really? Really? This is truly what you're concerned about? I have absolutely never seen. I know that there are Democrats sitting around saying, gosh, this is not a good look for us. We shouldn't be on the side of Tren De Aragua. We shouldn't be worried about monstrous, awful killers getting their due process. I know we are a nation of laws. Guess what? You think the illegal immigrants, the gang members, followed our laws when they came to Michigan or Colorado or Florida or Texas to rape, to maim, to torture, to murder? Yesterday, Stephen Miller, the president's deportation sort of brains or mastermind or architect, I guess, it would be fair to say, battled CNN's Casey Hunt. Listen to this exchange where Stephen very accurately wonders, where was the Democrat outrage when little Jocelyn Nungare was tortured and killed?
Under a proper reading of the Constitution, district court judges provide relief to individual plaintiffs seeking relief. District court judges do not have the authority, as a general matter, to enjoin the functioning of the executive branch, but their authority is at its lowest point when the president is exercising his powers as commander-in-chief. And I asked you a question, you never answered it. Can a judge enjoin troop movements overseas? Can a district court judge enjoin troop movements overseas?
Stephen,
yes or no?
I am not going to get into the
just say no, and then you'll know that I'm right.
This is a
just
separate
say no,
question,
and you'll know that
Stephen.
I'm right.
Okay, we're not talking about other troops
the
overseas.
president.
I need to ask you about something else.
The
that's
president
important.
issued a proclamation delineating in detail how the Venezuelan regime sent this gang, this terrorist organization, to our shores. And by the way, and I love being here, but all the outrage that we are seeing from the Democrat Party and from the corporate media, none of that outrage was expressed when little Jocelyn Nungare was tortured and beaten to death. None of that outrage was expressed when our nation was flooded by illegal aliens.
I have just been simply trying to get a simple answer to a simple question. No outrage necessary about whether or not the White House is ahead of the court.
But I am.
But I need to ask you one more question. I'm going to have to let you go.
Democrats defending Tren De Aragua instead of celebrating President Trump expelling these terrorists from our midst. And I'm glad for the opportunity to explain how the separation of powers does work. If the president has to litigate every national security action with 700 district court judges, then we don't have a functioning democracy.
He's so right, and I can't get the concept out of my brain at how Democrats are willing to celebrate or defend, rather. That's not fair. They're not celebrating Tren De Aragua, but they're defending them. Oh, they're worried about their due process. Due process to illegal immigrants who illegally entered this country with the express intent of terrorizing, harming, killing American citizens. Instead of celebrating Trump's rapid deportation of these bad guys, Democrats are worried about depriving them of due process. How did they get here? Are they too dumb to see the light? Are they just so blinded by their Trump rage that they can't even take a day to express look, I did it this week. I expressed appreciation for Chuck Schumer. You think I agree with Senator Schumer on anything? But I appreciate that he voted for the continuing resolution, kept the government open. Now it's so bad for him, he had to cancel his book tour. Not because of Republican protests, but fellow Democrats. How did Democrats get to this point? Gosh, welcome in. It's a Tuesday. We're in the Relief Factor studios. 800-655-MIKE, 800-655-6453. I want to put you front and center. One phone call does it all. Text us on the MyPillow text line or give us a call, 800-655-6453. I hope you join us.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.